So there was a coup in Ivory Coast, or should I say coup attempt, because unfortunately it did not go through. They did not succeed. And now that the president of Ivory Coast has gone missing, France have sent a battalion of soldiers to go fetch him.
In the mighty name of our ancestors, in the mighty name of African freedom fighters, in fact, in the mighty name of Dr. Osajofo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, in the mighty name of Thomas Sankara, in the mighty name of Patrice Lumumba, in the mighty name of Muammar al-Gaddafi, in the mighty name of all African freedom fighters, and in the mighty name of our ancestors, may any Traore rising up in Cote d'Ivoire succeed. May any Traore rising up, may any version of Ibrahim Traore rising up in Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, succeed. Type amen, type assay, type piao. Let me see you typing amen to this prayer. Greetings, family. You are once again welcome to the Nation Circle TV on YouTube, on Facebook, and on TikTok. Thank you for being part of our community. We really appreciate you all. Quick update. Information reaching us from Cote d'Ivoire is that there is a version of Ibrahim Traore trying to rise up in Cote d'Ivoire. And as I'm speaking with you now, it started yesterday night. And as I'm speaking with you now, the internet, media houses, any means possible for information to be out of Cote d'Ivoire or information to be spread out across the world from Cote d'Ivoire is being shut down. And we are getting the hint that there is a version of Ibrahim Traore rising up, trying to emerge up in Cote d'Ivoire. And we are all hoping it come true. We are all praying that may our ancestors back any Ibrahim Traore trying to rise up in Cote d'Ivoire. May our ancestors back them for them to successfully take that country and then drive the country towards its proper or better destination. That is the update coming from Cote d'Ivoire. So as I'm speaking with you now, all the internet is being shut down. Operations are ongoing in Cote d'Ivoire. That is the update I have for you. You know, the current president, Alassane Ouattara of Cote d'Ivoire, took over from Laurent Gbagbo. And we all saw what happened in Cote d'Ivoire. Thousands of people lost their life because Laurent Gbagbo was not ready to leave power. Laurent Gbagbo was not ready to give away power. But the people of Cote d'Ivoire rised up. The people of Cote d'Ivoire trusted in Alassane Ouattara. The people of Cote d'Ivoire believed in a change. And for that matter, they rallied behind Alassane Ouattara for him to come and lead the land of Ivory. Alassane Ouattara took over since, and gradually Alassane Ouattara is turning the country into his family property. Alassane Ouattara is turning the country into, I don't know what is wrong with some African leaders. You will be given the opportunity to lead. Once you lead after certain years or some years, and the same people see something wrong with your leadership, instead of you to leave or to give the way for another youth to also take over or new people to also come on board, they then try to hijack that is why I am here. Let us all together back whoever is trying to rise up, the Ibrahim Traore trying to rise up in Cote d'Ivoire. Let us all back that person with our positive spirit for him to succeed. Yes, we are tired. We are fed up with puppets coming in our skin, thinking or deceiving us for us to think they are one of us, but ending up being our oppressors. We are tired. We are fed up. We are fed up. African leaders, we are fed up. Now, is it Bob Marley or Lucky Dube sang a song? There is a natural mistake blowing through the air. Ibrahim Traore and the Sahel leaders have sent a message across the continent Africa, and it is the natural mistake blowing. He who have ears will listen. He who have eyes will see. To those leaders in the democratic or in civilian system, you better set up, you better start doing something, because you would think it is far away from you. By the time you realize, it will take you like a rapture. You know, African politicians thought they were smart. They were successfully, or they have successfully been able to corrupt the military system. Usually, previously, the military consists of patriotic people who wants to put their life on the line to protect the country. That is how it was previously. Military wasn't any institution or any, form of place that people go there because of unemployment, and for that matter, let me go there and then get some. Let me go there at the end of the day when I'm being employed, or when when I pass out at the end of every month, I will get salary so that I can feed myself and my family. That is not what military means. That is not what that institution means. That institution is a serious institution that consists of patriotic citizens that are ready to put their life on the line to protect their country from external and internal force, anything negative that will go against the development of the country. Military is an institution that is ready to protect the country from even the country itself. The military is the institution that is ready to protect the country from even the country itself. So, in democratic system, we having three arms of government. That is the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. The media is also another arm of government. But the military is the overall boss that sits somewhere as if they don't care, monitoring whatever going on everywhere. The moment the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary, these people come together to cause harm, to destroy the country, but the military comes in and take over and put things at the right place and then give it back. So the military consisted of, patriotic and ready to die to save the country. That was what the military consisted of previously. Until the African politician began corrupting the military system. Yes, they strategically began corrupting the military system. Today, when you come to Ghana, our military consists of families and friends of these MPP and NDCs. Yes. The military is full of people who just want to be in Natal and get monthly salary and feed themselves and their family. The military does not consist of those who are ready to sacrifice and then protect the country even from the country itself. No. Today in Ghana, our military is full of people that went there through protocols. They paid something. They stretched their arms. And that is how they were able to end there. At the end of the day, when they pass out, they will earn salaries. And the most important thing for every African politician is that let us keep on increasing their salaries. So all of the politicians, the leaders across the African countries, the first institution that they increase their salary whenever they assume power is the military. These are the strategies they use to tame them down. They corrupted the military, the recruitment of the military. Today, it is even hard for you to hear that they are recruiting military people. By the time you realize they are already being recruited, because they share the numbers among themselves. Ministers, parliamentarians, politicians, they share the numbers, they bring their families and friends. The little spots or the little remaining, then they will now announce out publicly that we are recruiting personnel, and then the masses will rush there, will rush to go and buy forms, and then by the end of the day, they will even scam the masses on top, because they will be needing just 1,000 people to add up to the number that they've recruited already. So that 1,000 that they need, they will sell about 10,000 forms, and then the poor masses will rush to go and buy forms. At the end of the day, they will take only 1,000, and then the 9,000 or the remaining will be scammed. Meanwhile, they needed only 1,000 people. They've already backdoor recruited their own people already, and then those who can pay, those who can put a big envelope under the table, so that they get a chance into the military. So our military today consists of friends and families and friends of politicians and protocol people. It doesn't consist of patriotic people that are ready to take over the country from the wicked ones. That is why it is hard to hear that a country has been taken over from a bad leader of these days. But recently, Ibrahim TRAORE and the people of Sahel rised up and they've sent a message across, and the message is sinking down. Today, we are all hoping that the version of Ibrahim TRAORE in Burkina Faso will succeed. And yes, they will succeed. So share this video. Let the youth of the continent know that there is a version of TRAORE rising up in Côte d'Ivoire. Our leaders have become puppets. You think they are your own. You think they are in your tribe. They are your skin. And for that matter, they are one of yours. It is a lie. They have become puppets. Take taking orders from their masters. So we will think we are independent. We are not under slavery, but we are indirectly being slaved by our own. May any Traore rising up in Ivory Coast succeed in the mighty our ancestors' name. Piao.
Yo, what is happening in Africa? What is really happening in Africa? Africa has now decided that everything is supposed to be the other way around. Everything has to be overturned. We have been using to depend on the system, but we said earlier that we want to change the system, and this is the only way of changing the system. You know what the information that we are getting from Ivory Coast is not satisfying our hearts, is not satisfying our souls, it is not satisfying our minds. What we want to get from Ivory Coast is a direct and clear statement that the coup d'etat that was happening has been successful. That is what we want to hear from Burkina Faso, and that is final. Africans are tired. Africans are tired, my friends. Africans are tired. And when you see, we really know, and I believe that everyone knows and understands that coup d'etat in the country is not something good. It is not something to be celebrated. It is not something to be given its flower. But what is happening today, what is being seen today in African community, it is something that has to be asked many questions. And we have the answers. I know you have the answers. I know wherever you are, when you are in any African country, you must have the answers. Why the people have decided to take this way? Why the people has decided to celebrate and to welcome these processes in a way that they are very satisfied with it? Just because the kind of the leaders we are having, the kind of the leaders that we are having are the one who has made us to go in this hard way. This is a very hard way. My fellow Africans, this is very hard way. There's no way we as Africans will be living in one kind of life decades over decades. The leaders that we are electing to the offices are not ready to deliver to the citizen, are not ready to base on the interest of their citizens. We don't need to blame the people from West. We don't need to blame ourselves, our leaders. They're the one who are giving opportunities and chances to the foreigners. They're the one who are giving these people opportunity because they know well that we owe them. And once we owe them, then they have the opportunity, they have the chance, they have all accessories to come and take over the territories of Africa. So those were allegations since yesterday that the Ivory Coast that the coup d'etat has been successfully. It's not yet a factual statement, but what is true and what is reality is that the president of Ivory Coast is now missing, and the French has sent out their troops to go and fetch him. So what is happening in Ivory Coast or in African countries, in West African countries today, is just an example on how and to show up on what the citizens of Africa wants. We need a better leadership. We need a good leadership. Even those that have been elected democratically to the offices, we believe that from what is happening today in West African countries, they are going to change their way of governance. They are going to deliver to their citizens. They are going to govern based on the interest of the citizens they are representing. But what has been experiencing in Africa is something that has to be condemned at large, at high. The leader of Ivory Coast, the Africans have come together and said that this is what we want. We need a better leadership. And since Burkina Faso decided to do the process and successfully managed to take over the country, and Ibrahim TRAORE captain became the head of state, now the countries of the West, Africans, that's when they decided that if Burkina Faso has decided to do this and things went well. The governance is good, and the fruits and the achievements that we are seeing coming from Burkina Faso is something that has to be appreciated. That's when they decided that if this is the way, then we have to do it. If this is the way that can save Africa, then we have to do it. That's why we are experiencing every day the coup arising in African countries every day. So we are supporting this. We know well that coup d'etat is not good a process in the country. But why the citizens have decided and Africans have decided to do this? Because they have tried to see the fruits that are coming out of it. We are doing this because we don't have no otherwise. We don't have otherwise. We don't have option, because the leaders that we are depending on, they are doing nothing. They are only there to benefit themselves, to enrich themselves. They are not even bothering on how the condition, the situation of their citizens are going. They don't know what's happening in their countries. The resources of the countries are going out. They are being sold out. They are being looted. They are being taken away, but they have no idea of it. And even if they have, they are supporting it. So we as Africans, we have said that we are not going to allow this. We are not going to allow this. And what we are hoping that is that whatever has started in Ivory Coast, we are praying that it has to be successful, to go successfully. It has to go through. It has to go through. Because by doing this, we are changing the system of governance that has been experiencing in Africa. Let me come to the French government and Emmanuel Macron. You have been in Africa for a very long time, for over decades. You have enjoyed a lot in Africa. You have gained a lot in Africa. And now when Africans decided that they want to take control of their resources, they want to take control of their countries, why do you make it so a big deal? Why do you make it so terrible? Why do you just accept and go to your territory? Why do you just let Africa to do whatever they want to do? Because this is their territory, this is their land. They have the authority to do anything with their countries. Maybe you think like that. Maybe as you say that we don't appreciate you, we highly appreciate you, because we believe and we know that you did a lot. You did a lot in our countries. You supported Africans. You contributed a lot in Africans. But now it's time African has the capability of depending on themselves. It's the time the Africans have now know on how they can govern themselves. That's why you are seeing the young men and women are rising up every day, because they need the best for the African continent. So I urge you, Mr. Macron, that we love you so much. We appreciate whatever you have did and we have contributed to African community. But at this time, please just let Africans do whatever they want to do with their countries, because it is their country, it is their wealth, it is their territory. So let's not make it much. Let's not make it hard. The world is here to watch. You, as the African leader who has been elected democratically to the office, and you are not delivering to the citizens, we are coming for you. We are watching you, and we know you. It is time we wake up. It is time we change the system of governance in Africa. It is time we are not going to spare any perpetual leader, any a corruption leader, any leader who don't know the mandatory of his leadership and his deliverance to the citizens. Africa of today is not Africa of yesterday. It's not Africa of the other day. But Africa of today is a very different generation. This is a generation which knows itself, which know what they want, which knows what they need and how they can find it. And that's why you are seeing all this is happening in African territory. We have many African leaders who are still going against, who are still criticizing all these coups, but they are doing this because they know themselves. They know what they are doing. They know that all this, if they let this continue to happen, they are also being going to face this. But we are not caring. We don't care. We don't bother about that. What you have to do is to govern well. Govern well. Govern well. That is the only thing you can do to avoid this to get from you. Let me show you a clip of our Kenyan President Dr. William Ruto on what he has to say against what is happening in Africa today. That is what he has to say.
To condemn in the strongest terms this unconstitutional act that subverts democracy through a coup d'etat. The Republic of Kenya joins the rest of the world to condemn in the strongest terms this unconstitutional act that subverts democracy through a coup d'etat.
Yeah, welcome back. This is Kenyan Explorer. I have talked a lot. I want you to keep in tune. Subscribe to the channel so that you get all the notifications that are being subscribe to the channel so that you get all the updates that is arising in Africa, as we are hoping that the new Ibrahim TRAORE is going to arise in Ivory Coast, and we hope for the best for the country of Ivory Coast. As we as Africans, we are praying for you, we are supporting you, and we are behind you. This is Kenyan Road. Stay tuned until next episode, until next upload, and we are together. We have to do this because we love Africa and we need the best Africa. Peace out.